I am DK Sinha. This week, US markets finally showed some sign of weakness. The Nasdaq 100 fell more than 4%. The S&P 500 formed a one black crow candlestick pattern. At the same time, some Asian and European markets are holding important support levels instead of breaking down. So is this a beginning of a larger correction or simply a healthy pause in a strong bull market? Let's begin with the global market roundup and then we will go to the chart for S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100. Let's begin with the US market. S&P 500 declined by 1.55% this week and formed a one black crow candlestick pattern. Whenever this pattern appears after a strong rally, traders naturally start asking whether buyers are losing momentum, but one candlestick alone never confirms a trend reversal. We will answer that question when we analyze the chart. The Nasdaq 100 witnessed much stronger selling pressure. It fell 4.13% this week and also formed one black crow pattern. Technology stocks experienced profit booking after a powerful rally. Again, whether this is just a pullback or something bigger will become clearer when we analyze the price action today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average Index declined 0.93%. Compared with Nasdaq, this looks more like a normal mean reversion after an extended move higher. The Russell 2000 lost 0.83%. Interestingly, it formed a spinning top which is also an inside bar. This tells us that downside momentum is weakening. At the moment, buyers and sellers appear to be in the balance. Now let's move to Europe markets. FTSE 100 gained 0.98% this week. It formed bullish piercing candlestick pattern near an important support area. That indicates buyers stepped in at the lower levels. Germany's DAX slipped 0.94%. However, it formed a spinning top near EMA 21. This suggests that bears are beginning to lose control despite weekly decline. Now let us see what happened across Asia. Hong Kong's Hang Seng remained one of the strongest markets. It bounced from the long-term neckline support of double bottom pattern. This is now the third consecutive bullish week with a weekly gain of 1.6%. This is an encouraging sign for the bulls. Japan's Nikkei corrected sharply by 6.44%. However, the price has reached the dynamic support level of EMA 21. Support levels are exactly where we expected buyers to become active. So this area deserves close attention. South Korea's KOSPI corrected 8.77% this week. Remember, this market had a very huge rally earlier, very recently. Now the price is approaching a confluence support zone formed by EMA 21 and upward trend line. Markets often pause or stabilize near such important technical levels. So that was the global picture. Some markets are correcting while others are still respecting their key support area. Now let us move to the most important part of today's video. Let us do chart analysis of S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100. This is the weekly price chart of S&P 500 index. What we can see, it was a very big impulsive wave, a parabolic rise. And then what is happening? It is consolidating in this broader range. So it's a range bound movement in which S&P 500 is trading. This is a very important level. If it is a double top kind of pattern, then if this level breaks down, then there might be a deeper correction in S&P 500. So what is the level to watch in S&P 500 is 7,237 which is the apex level with respect to double top pattern. Now we are referring to the daily price chart of S&P 500. We can see it was a breakout of symmetrical triangle kind of chart pattern with a beautiful vertical base that we have discussed in the last video also. Now what has happened during the last trading session of current week? There was a big gap down opening, but it formed the spinning top in a zone between EMA 21 and EMA 55. So these two trend lines is the immediate demand area. So we can mark the demand area from 7,354 to 7,392, and in this demand area there is a placement of EMA 55, and here is the consolidation. So unless this level is broken down, there won't be much weakness in S&P 500. Where is the supply area? 7,527 to 7,554. This entire consolidation band is likely to act as a supply area. Once this supply area is taken out, then upside momentum may develop and it may take an attempt to achieve the level of this symmetrical triangle, which is a bilateral chart pattern. Look at the momentum indicator. If you look at RSI, it is struggling to go past 60 level. What does it mean? It is in a sideways movement. This is the weekly price chart of Nasdaq 100. Here too, there is a formation of double top. Apex of double top is here, which is reading at 28,196. So unless any candle closes below this level and there is a follow through on downside of the low of that candle, there will not be much weakness because there is an intervention of EMA 21 as well. So immediate demand area is 28,196 to 28,500, where the price earlier has taken multiple times the support. Now this is the daily price chart of Nasdaq 100. Very interesting price action. This was forming some kind of pattern which is a symmetrical triangle. So technically speaking, there is a breakdown. Entire candle is formed outside this symmetrical triangle, but there is no weakness. As of now, there is no weakness because it formed finally a spinning top candlestick pattern, that too in a very important demand area that we have already discussed. However, on upside move, this area becomes an important supply area from 29,369 to 29,800. So let us see and watch very closely Nasdaq 100 in the forthcoming week, whether it enters the territory of this symmetrical triangle or not. If there is a breakout of this symmetrical triangle on upside momentum will develop. If there is a follow through of this important spinning top on downside, there is a possibility of breakdown of this apex level, that is 28,196, that might pose some kind of weakness in Nasdaq 100. Look at RSI here. It is typically taking resistance at 60 level and now approaching this 40 level. What does it mean? It is also trading in a sideways movement. Now let's see what market sentiment is telling us. The fear and greed index currently stands at 37, which is in the fear zone. Just 1 week ago, it was reading 46, which was neutral. 1 month ago, it was 32, also in fear zone. And 1 year ago, it stood at 74, firmly in the greed zone. So investor sentiment has clearly become more cautious. Now let's look at the volatility. The VIX jumped almost 25% this week and closed at around 18.8. That tells us traders are buying more protection against market uncertainty. However, the VIX is still well below its usual panic zone between 29 and 33. So the volatility has certainly increased, but we are not witnessing any kind of panic selling. Now let us quickly look at the major macro indicators. Brent crude oil surged 17.35% this week to around $88 per barrel. Higher oil prices can increase inflationary pressure if they remain elevated for a longer time. The US dollar index closed near 100.43, slipping slightly by 0.23%. A softer dollar is generally supportive for global liquidity and risk assets. Meanwhile, the US 10-year Treasury yield eased slightly to around 4.55%. Lower bond yields can reduce pressure on equity valuations, particularly for growth stocks. So while the equities corrected this week, the broader macro picture is giving mixed signal rather than confirming a major bearish trend. So let us quickly summarize today's market picture. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 have shown first meaningful signs of weakness after a strong rally. Europe remains relatively stable. Hang Seng continues to show strength. Several Asian markets are now approaching important support levels. Market sentiment has become cautious. Volatility has increased, but it is still far from the panic territory, and macro environment remains mixed. That is why the coming week would be extremely important for global markets. Don't forget to subscribe the channel for more videos on market analysis. Also, if you want to know whether Alibaba has started a genuine breakout or whether it is a bull trap, watch my latest deep dive. The link is available in the description and also in the end screen.